Hi again then guys, and so as I briefly mentioned in the Beards and Cars episode earlier on today about leaks happening in Gran Turismo Sport more and more frequently, I mentioned that I might do a brief piece about another car that had been leaked a few days ago now. A lot of you probably are already aware of this, but just for those who maybe aren't, we might as well cover it anyway, because it is another significant new vehicle being added to the game. And it's actually a class or a category of vehicle which we've seen much more exposure for in GT Sport than we have in the previous games, and that is GT award-winning cars. And in a funny kind of way, this car actually shares a podium, if you will, with the recently added Fugu Z, which is a brilliant car in its own right, great little N200 machine in the game, kind of has a mini time attack car sort of vibe to it. And speaking of time attack, that's exactly what this car is built for. Now, according to Phil Robles, the guy behind the car, who is also included in some of the images here, you can see his Instagram page, go and give him a follow. The particular image of him and the Polyphony crew is still on his page if you want to check it out and give it a like. According to him, the car is running currently a turbo K20 engine, 400 horsepower, or in excess of, and over 320 pound-feet of torque. Now, a Civic of any generation with those kind of numbers, with a lot of aero, a wider track and a stripped roll cage setup, is going to be quick. You do that to an EG, it's guaranteed to be quick because it doesn't have the excess size and weight to begin with that a newer one such as an EP and onward would already have. So although it's not the kind of car which a lot of people are clamouring for, in as much as people want more base model cars when it comes to JDM, generally speaking, like stock Silvias and stock A86s, with less people asking for stuff like pre-modified vehicles, it is still interesting to see how popular these aftermarket cars that are already customised by someone else, in this case Phil Robles, have become in the game. Stuff like the Turn 14 Subaru BRZ and various others too. Even in the past of the franchise with the HPA Golf and the HPA Audi TT Quattro, they are really good cars. Now, I suspect that this car will probably end up in Group X. Wouldn't be too surprising if it did, but of course if it did by some miracle end up in N400 for instance due to its power, it would be extremely quick. But I don't think it will, especially considering that the current most significant, you could say, time attack car that we have in the game is the Isle of Man Subaru, which is in Group X. So as far as that goes, it's a pretty surefire statement as to where Polyphony's going to put this car, which you could consider to be unfortunate. I personally would love to use this more, of course, than Group X would allow, but it's kind of understandable. It makes more sense for a car like this to be in Group X than it would for something like a BMW i3 or a wide variety of others that are currently just dumped there. So, very interesting news. It's not the end of the leaks by any means. We've seen others, the Lamborghini Espada, various others too, and doubtless we'll see more as well. So, of course, stick around on the channel for me to cover more. Click the link in the description to go and check out his Instagram page, the guy behind the car, Phil Robles, and of course, I'll see you next time. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.